and I'm a senior, soon to be third year elementary education student at the U of R. Welcome to my summer of learning for EdTech 300. I have definitely learned a lot throughout this class, and I'm very excited to show all of you the main things that I've learned through the class. So when I first started the class, I thought it would be fairly easy because I thought, well, I have all sorts of like social media accounts, so it should be pretty easy for me because I was pretty active, or I am pretty active on Facebook and Instagram, as well as Snapchat. However, I didn't realize until the first day of class that even though I was active on these accounts, I'd be doing a lot more than just posting on these sites. So I'm not going to lie, it frightened me to have to talk and be seen in front of my whole class online. However, I did step a little bit out of my comfort zone and realize that I really enjoyed the class and being with all of you guys. I had no idea that we'd be learning so much more than the internet and the ways to incorporate new ideas into online resources. So I'm super excited that I learned so many new and exciting things. So the first thing that I'm going to take you guys through of my online learning was the Zoom room. So Zoom was my very first video chat room that I have been a part of. So I really just loved the class dynamic that this video chat was able to offer. And it felt as though I was like back in school in Regina, even though I'm in Alberta in my hometown of Calgary. However, I thought it was just super amazing of how easy it is for students to come like across the province to be able to come together and like learn through this course all together. One of the aspects that I found really cool was the chat component of Zoom. And so I thought it was really, really important to have like that online presence with each other and online connection. And so some of the things that I found really important with Zoom were the like breakout rooms where you'd able to like I learned a lot through those breakout rooms of being able to like communicate and interact with students within the class. So that was my first really important learning experience. So during the first class, we also got introduced to the idea of creating our own professional learning networks. So this involved building a positive online presence and sharing our interactions with others. So I never realized how important it was for me to build an online presence. And we were given many different tools in order to help build our positive networks. I'm very happy that I was given that opportunity. And so one of the main aspects of being online that I was never introduced for before was blogging. So I'd never put a lot of thought into how great of a tool blogging really is. And this class has enabled me to build on my own e-portfolio and set myself up for a better future. So I learned how to navigate my dashboard and how to organize like my posts and categorize them, and also how to navigate like my widgets and menus here. And I also learned how to write detailed posts, how to insert links and images, as well as how to add videos into my blog posts. So by learning all this has allowed me to really improve on my blogs and improve on my online presence. So another major portion of the WordPlus blogs was with our learning projects. So I really liked how I was able to like choose something I was interested in and learn a lot more about it. So for my learning project, I chose cooking because cooking is something that I have always really wanted to learn more about, and I've never been able to learn a lot about it. So each week I explored different types of online and written recipes, as well as having some added help by my father, who is also an excellent cook. So this enabled me to figure out which cooking recipes and websites that best suited my learning style. And as I learned through experience, not all websites worked well for me. Some worked a lot better than others. And looking back at my learning posts, I can figure out that the many means of progress that I've made throughout the weeks of my learning, which were all basically technology based through like recipes and online learning. So one of the other ways we learned about building our positive networks was Twitter. So Twitter has quickly become one of the best ways of sharing information and resources that I found. I never would have thought that using Twitter for education or using it for networking was something that was as important as it actually is. So I started by creating a profile which stated like which university I went to, my program, and then my sport of track and field. And so I also included to make sure that I had my WordPress website in there as well. Yeah, Twitter has enabled me to like build a lot more on my online presence. So one of the things I was excited to learn and be part of was the Saskia chat. So I had no idea that these chats even existed. And I really started to realize like how interactive they actually are. And I also realized through the Saskia chat, and also through like different resources and information, definitely realized that Twitter is a place for people to share various types of resources, stories, and information. And with that, I was also able to follow my like fellow classmates and other professional teachers on Twitter in order to build my own positive network. So through the class, I also learned about the dangers of students being online with a presentation of Alex Curls, who came in and presented his thoughts one evening as part of our class. So he really spoke about the dangers that exist today as part of technology and things that we need to be aware of as upcoming teachers. So he really explained what it means for schools, teachers, and communities to really be involved in it and know exactly what's happening within schools. However, aside from this, he also shared the benefits of technology and how it can help us in building and forming new positive relationships and the spread of knowledge that online resources can create, which I never knew about before. So we spoke a lot about our identities and how it is often impossible to separate our online and offline selves, which brings up the topic of digital identity, which is another thing that I learned. And technology is a way that we represent ourselves, and is something that is becoming more and more prominent in today's society. So I definitely learned that I really need to be cautious of like who I'm communicating with online and like the types of things that I'm posting, because as a lot of us know, like things that you post on the internet can often be detrimental and can be on there forever, which is a very scary thought. So there are different things that I learned in the class. Such as like Freely, which was an exceptional online resource that I definitely did not know about before, that I'm definitely going to continue to use throughout my years of schooling and later as I become a teacher. And like the coding.org, which is another really cool online resource for like students to use, which I found extremely fun and like interactive and something that I'll use in my future classroom. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of things that I and I'm unable to explain just because I'm kind of short on time, but I want to thank everyone for the effort and the time and the help that you've all given me. I had a lot of fun, and special thanks to our professor Katya for being able to explain a lot of positive things that go on online. And a lot of positive resources and information that I've gained from the class. So thanks everyone, and have a great summer.